Hey guys, welcome back. For all you Chevy fans out there, we got a gorgeous K5 Blazer in 1970. Great looking truck. It's only done 54,000 miles. It does appear to have been restored, but I mean, check out that interior. Like, you know, this gets used a reasonable amount. You know, it's got the kiddie seat in the back, a little pair of pink boots in there from, I'm guessing, his daughter. But yeah, just a nicely put together, nicely preserved K5, which a lot of them are beat to death. Now, as good as this truck looks, it really was a fire hazard. It was waiting for an issue, and fire is a major problem with these old classics. And I'll show you some of the reason why. The other thing this thing was in for, really the primary reason it was in for, is it wasn't shifting correctly. It would hold a gear way too long. It was almost impossible to get into top gear, and it would rev out in first at a feather throttle, like really revving out. So I took it for a drive, and it was like, you know, this feels like the vacuum modulator's not connected. I wonder if the hose has come off. And so I dove underneath, which, I mean, beauty with this thing is you don't even have to jack it up. And so what I found was there was a hose connected to the vacuum modulator, but here was the issue. This doesn't really appear to be a particularly old hose when you don't look at the ends, but that's rotted through, that's rotted through. So, you know, that was down at the transmission end. Up at the engine end, where they go to the manifold, we've got the brake booster hose, and that's split. This end is multiple kind of like dry rot splits in it. Wasn't holding on, wasn't holding the vacuum. So the side effect of that was transmission wasn't working properly, and the brakes weren't working terribly well. So okay, that's a pretty easy fix. New bit of hose. Shift's good now. So I was having a closer look at this thing, because I've been running into this more and more lately, these rotten rubber hoses. And it's a problem with this Chinese made product in that, you know, we're demanding cheaper and cheaper parts as a consumer. And what we sometimes forget is that there's a price to be paid for that. You know, the Chinese will make us whatever we want. If we say we want, you know, 20 cents a foot hose, they'll make us 20 cents a foot hose. If we say we want $2 a foot hose, that's what they'll make us. We tend to opt for the 20 cents a foot hose. And this is the result. This is not very old, but it's failed. The real concerning one, which I did notice, is this fuel filter hose, which was down here. Now, if you can get in close enough with the camera, you can see there's splits in it. Here. And there's a good split there. Yeah. So this is in the process of failing. And again, that filter's not very old. You know, it's not all rusty and scaly like you might, you know, like old Marge might have on. So yeah, so replace that. That is getting ready to fail, and that's on the pressure side of the pump. So once that split gets to a point where it fails, you're going to have just a spraying fan of fuel amongst all this heat, sparks. You know, the alternator's close by. There's often little sparks running around that, and yeah. So this was really an accident just waiting to happen. So my warning to you guys is check your hoses. This guy was smart. The owner of this truck was smart. He brought it into me primarily for a pre-summer inspection. He wanted to make sure it was going to go all right. It wasn't going to let him and his family down. You know, while he's cruising around on a Sunday afternoon looking for somewhere to have a latte or whatever he's doing. And, you know, he didn't want it to fail, which is smart thinking. And this is some of the stuff we picked up on. This, you know, could have saved a complete burn down. Might sound a little dramatic, but, you know, this is not an expensive fix. You know, the hose I buy from my suppliers, I always get the premium hoses. Pay a little more, guys, and get what your vehicle deserves. You know, it does deserve. You know, these are your babies, these are your hobbies, your passion. They deserve the best stuff. And you know, you do have to pay a little bit more for that, but what's the price of a burnt down truck? I mean, at best, you know, you lose the truck. At worst, well, it could be worse. So anyway, that's all fixed. Let's take this thing for a test drive, make sure that transmission's working right, and just enjoy a little bit of Tennessee summer. As I say, it's getting warm here, as you can tell. It's got big tall wheels on it, 30 somethings, and it's a little bouncy, this thing, but we'll see how this transmission changes. Second gear, third gear. Well, before it would have still been in first, like down past the sign. So that's a win. Transmission's working properly. The customer will be happy. He was a bit worried that the transmission was like terminally ill, but it's just a piece of rubber hose. Oh, it's nice getting a bit of wind in here, what's left of it. Not sure how noisy this will be with an open top. Hopefully you guys can hear me. It's going to rain pretty soon, I think. So much for a sunny summer Tennessee day. If that camera's bouncing a bit, it's because the whole truck's bouncing a bit. This is a nice car to drive. It's pretty quiet. Tracks down the road nice. I guess, you know, my only, not really even a complaint to be fair, but it is a little bouncy, but that's part of the look, part of the big tyres. And, you know, it's really not a truck that you plan on running to Florida and back in, you know. It better not be too long or I'll get my cameraman wet, I think, because we got no roof. Yeah, transmission's working perfect now. Alright guys, well I'm going to call this one a win. Go and call the customer, tell them to pick it up. And another one down. All right, well hey guys, I will see you on the next video. Take care, see ya.